Once there was a hunter who saw what others could not. With a magic case in her backpack, she roamed with wild abandon into the great unknown. Her gaze inescapable, her reflexes lightning fast. When armies swarmed, she went through. With eyes open wide, hands steady, holding, watching, capturing everything in sight.
The Crucial Pro DDR5 RAM kit comes with a sleek, modern look that will complement any build. But aesthetics aside, it's the performance that really matters. So let's dive into it. The default JEDEC timings are 46, 45, 45, but it does come with 2 XMP and Expo settings for those looking for a little more performance. With XMP 3.0 Profile 1, you can push the speed up to 5600 megatransfers per second. If you prefer a slightly lower speed but tighter timings, Profile 2 offers 5200 megatransfers per second at 42, 42, 42 timings. We've run some benchmarks and stress tests to give you an idea of how it performs. In general, dropping the speed and tightening the timings with the second XMP/Expo profile yielded better results for us on our test system. Paired with a Ryzen 7800X 3D, we saw anywhere from a 1 to 5% performance bump depending on workloads. All in all, the Crucial Pro DDR5 64GB RAM kit by Micron is a fantastic choice for first-time builders and enthusiasts alike.
Just like all stories, the book is now at its final chapter. The grand finals, ladies and gentlemen, for the Esports Showdown Series Season 5 Valorant, powered by Crucial by Micron with our GPU partners Zotac Gaming and media partners Gossip.gg. We are now here at the home stretch, ladies and gentlemen. 2 teams have made it through thick and thin. One making it through the lower brackets, fighting tooth and nail to keep their tournament lives on the line, while the other one making it through from the upper brackets, getting a clean sweep, nearly clean sweep, mind you, victory through all of their stages. Your boy Aggressive is going to be here to bring you all of the action for the closing stages of this tournament with Ahana on my side. I'm going to be passing the mic on to you to ask you, Ahana, how excited are you to see this match?
Very. There is no height to how excited I am right now, because this is going to be quite an interesting match the way it unfolds. Further, I have no idea how these teams are going to make it through, because both the teams have completely different play styles. We have discussed this time and time again. Ace is one who has strategies and cool collective mindset when going into a game, while XCREW is a completely reactive team with no real plans in place, but just a lot of dependence on their individual brilliance. And I'm like,
True.
I don't know what to expect between these two.
Yeah, that's going to be the case here time and time again, because Team Ace, we saw a completely different team at the very beginning stages of the tournament. Even when they were going up against Deadlift, they were having quite a lot of problems trying to counteract them. Then they restructured themselves. Other than Zero Frags on the map of Ascent, no other team was able to contest them. And even when they were having a lot of trouble against Zero Frag, they went back to the drawing board, fixed up a lot of their strategies, and their lower bracket run just became even more smoother up against nearest bus stand. They pulled off miraculous strategies that I wasn't mentally prepared for. That Ascent strat where One Tap God was hiding inside of the Omen Smoke to dodge out the Recon Ball coming in from the Sova. I lost my mind as soon as I saw that. And then Wimp, man. Yeah, he's a little bit questionable with his Rolling Thunder, but his flicks and his raw mechanical skill and the setups that he does with his flashpoints, Aftershock, and Concussive Blast, no other reach in this entire tournament has been able to do what he has.
Absolutely. The way these teams are playing is just unimaginable. Specifically, the way their mind games come in at unexpected times. I mean, you would feel like one team is completely in control and about to win the round, and then someone would just show up with their, extraordinary mind games and just take the round away. I've seen that happen from both the teams. XCREW has done it time and again, specifically against Nearest Bus Stand. I've seen them do it repeatedly, and Ace has been doing it too. So I mean, both the teams are in a place where they can always find their comfort even in difficult times. But then again, having come from the upper brackets, XCREW has had the better chance at picking out which maps they get to play. So XCREW does have the benefit of staying up there, and they have beat Ace before, so they do have the benefit of being on the higher morale as well. But I think Ace being one that is systematic and a little more strategized, they might be able to fight it off.
Yeah, the 2 bans in the hands of XCREW is possibly the best thing that they could have hoped for to going into this grand finals, because Ace, they have a couple of strategies on different maps that are very difficult to counter because you don't often scrim against it. You're generally used to a much more generalized playstyle for particular maps that can put you in that false sense of security. That's kind of where they fell short on that first initial match that they had, because Ace, they did have Ascent in the map pool, and that was the map that they did lose on. Meaning that Ace, their strategy with that with the Deadlock and of course the Cypher just wasn't something that the members of XCREW were able to figure out, and they do not possibly want to go up against it here in this grand final either. I'm expecting Ascent to get banned out with, again, their ban coming through. So for Ace, they need to go in for something a lot more different because 2 of their strongest maps will be taken out of the pool.
I agree. I mean, we've been discussing the bans since yesterday for these teams. But well, the way the XCREW lineup stands, I'm definitely having a lot of expectations because we have Goranj playing the maps already. He's not going to be the 6th today. Goranj, Ceylon, both are going to be completely, taking control of most areas of the map, while we keep seeing Confident Peaker giving them the support that's required. So I'm pretty excited on seeing how XCREW is going to be taking control of the maps.
Absolutely. Both of these lineups, they're star-studded, and I don't think there's much that we can even say to try and show you guys how good they play, because they proved themselves to reach the grand final stage of the Showdown Series up against all the incredible teams and talented players that we have seen up till now. The journey has not been easy, especially from teams such as Zero Frags, who came out of nowhere, got over to that 4th place position, and then the Nearest Bus Stand as well, showing massive improvements in every regard. But stats for the nerds for you guys back at home, ladies and gentlemen. Neon has broken through. We did see that it was a double Sentinel previously with the Killjoy and Cypher leading the charge, but now that Neon's made it onto the board, this composition, which is generally used on Sunset, could just be resurfacing again. As pretty sure, don't forget, it's going to be 5 maps, so you don't have a lot of choices to ban out. You need to play pretty much the entire map pool other than 2 maps.
Exactly. And I mean, we both know Ascent is not going to be a part of those 5. Let's see which is the other map that is going to be banned. You believe it's going to be bind, so let's find out. But yeah, when it comes to the top 3 maps, yeah, I don't think Ascent will stay here long enough if Ace keeps playing. Everybody would want to ban Ascent in front of them.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty dangerous if they do pick up on it. Yeah, the first initial ban's going to be Ascent. XCREW, they're not going to be risking it again after what happened in the initial qualifier stages up against Team Ace. Bind also getting banned out, 2 of the weaker maps for XCREW seemingly. While Ace, they do have the luxury of picking up Haven right at the very beginning. We have seen One Tap God really be a dominant force on this particular map, but then again, you have to worry about what Salon can also do. Both of these teams, they have very similar playstyles, but the stark difference between them is Ace, they're a lot more disciplined in the way that they approach the map, while XCREW, they rely on that individual talent. We talked about this too, right, in the past when it was Deadlift versus XCREW. That individual talent that XCREW have can far outshine any sort of discipline a team can bring onto the table. But Ace, they're a team that has the individual talent, the brilliance, plus the discipline to both. And they've gotten even better because of their lower bracket.
True that. The way Ace is playing right now in the current scenarios, the way we've seen their strategies unfold and their mind games unfold, it's definitely going to be very difficult for the side of XCREW to just rely heavily only on individual brilliance. We would want to see them like become a well-functioning machine. But here's the thing: the last match we saw from XCREW aggressive, if you remember, we talked about this. They have started becoming very much coordinated, very cohesive in the way that they're functioning. So yes, Ace has taken up the opportunity to go ahead and polish their individual brilliance and become as good at reactive gameplay as they are at their organized one. XCREW has also worked on adapting strategies, and I think that somewhere puts both the teams in a very good position, not only against each other but in general as well, considering that both are being pushed into corners where they are not comfortable enough, but they have to try and make sure that they're adapting to the other team just as well.
Ace is taking a little bit of a risk here too, with Haven being that first initial pickup. Previously, when these two teams did clash against one another, Haven was the decider map for that best of 3 where Ace did lose. So XCREW, they're going into this with a significant advantage overall, but when you look at Ace and how much they've improved for this particular map, do you believe they should be in the contention for this BO5? Could just go the distance. I don't know what to say, Ahana, because this is the first time in a BO5 I would say both teams are so evenly matched and their statistics match out as well that there's a high possibility that it can go the distance. But at the same time, because there is no ascent, there is no bind, Ace is playing at a very significant disadvantage. XCREW, they planned everything out. They want this victory, and knowing the team, if they take the first map, I do believe there's a good chance for these.
True that. I mean, the way XCREW is planning everything out and has control over everything nonetheless. I mean, they're the ones who got to pick both the bands. They're the ones who got to decide how they want to pace themselves. So, I mean, having taken out the two biggest threats already in the form of bind and ascent, they have gotten themselves an upper edge already. And the way the map pool is looking right now, it does seem like they might walk in with a very big advantage. And if they're able to convert it or even show enough amount of adaptation and improvement into the zone where they weren't already comfortable with, I think we might just see XCREW give us a completely new result than what everybody is expecting.
Absolutely. It could go in either direction, and when that could be a possibility, you're going to need to see how this is going to work. There was a small little bit of a technical difficulty, ladies and gentlemen, as one of the members of XCREW did disconnect, so the agent selection is going to be rolling back one more time, but we already know what to expect. You saw the stats for the nerds, didn't you? The composition: Breach, Sova, Omen, Neon, and Cypher. It's going to get picked up on the map of Haven. That is guaranteed, because that is the strongest composition that you can play on that map. And other than the Chinese region, I don't think anyone else is playing that Viper. Viper has its uses on this map, but for our region to implement that, that's going to take a lot longer than what we are going to be capable of just yet. But overall, the simplicity of the composition is where the real strength lies for a particular team. One of the bigger changes, though, will be Rage now swapping over to the Breach. Instead, last time around, it was Confident Peaker who was playing the Breach. Now, with this role swap, I wonder what's going on through their minds to try and go for this. Gornash is also playing on an Omen instead of the Cypher.
Yep,
there's multiple changes to the agents.
Yep. I mean, earlier when Goransh used to play Cypher, we had Doobie Doobie Doo sitting out, but now that Doobie Doobie Doo is in game, Goransh has taken up the role of Omen instead. So I can see that, but I'm still waiting to find out how that's gonna function, because again, we have seen Goransh time and time again fill in for Doobie Doobie Doo, and we are confident about how he fills in the shoes of the Sentinel. I'm not as sure about filling in the shoes of Omen for him. And I also want to know if this was already planned, if they had already prepared for this, or if this is going to be something that happened, towards the last few minutes because of some certain difficulties for the other player. Because if that's the case, I don't know what to expect. this is going to be a difficult match. I wouldn't want them to walk in with surprises for themselves.
It's kind of worrisome to say the very least, because I think I've told you this in the past that I don't really like players that swap out multiple roles all the time, because that clashes with your overall playstyle, because you need to swap from one playstyle over to another. You need to play defensive, you need to play aggro, you need to play that secondary entry, you need to trade your teammate. There's a lot of different things that you need to do in the game of Valorant. And if you keep on swapping your roles, you just are not able to do that on that same level and onto that same degree. Some players like Forsaken have proven time and time again that he is the most flexible player in the entire world, but to have that same flexibility for everyone, it's tough. Grenache, I love this guy. He's individually so brilliant that he can fit into any team. But the thing is, he's generally, even then, I would say he's Mr. Worldwide too, because the guy has played pretty much everything. When we first saw him, he was playing a Sova. Second game, he played a Cypher. Now he's playing the controller. I really want to see what he's going to bring down to the table here for XCREW, because maybe this is the X factor that they need to really throw off the game of Ace. Because a change in playstyle and a change in the way that timing works for a particular team can really work against any kind of prep that Ace may have done for this.
Exactly. I mean, I do need to see how Goranch is going to be filling in these shoes. He has been more than optimal in both the others. Hence, they are in the grand finals through the upper bracket run. But we are going to have to wait and see how it's going to unfold for this particular map. Again, Haven being the map, I believe that it's going to be a very difficult situation for both the teams, because first of all, from the side of Team XCREW, as we mentioned, it's a very reactive gameplay that they have, and they are going to be on the defensive side. Being reactive in defense on a map like Haven is something that you're facilitated for by the map itself, it being a three-sided one. The general initial moves are given to the attackers itself.
Hey, what?
It's starting off. They're losing players in the beginning itself for no good reason.
I have no clue why Confident Peaker even went in for that swing. I get it, your name is the Confident Peaker, but still, that's a dangerous fight for you to take early on. A couple of pop shots here and there as members of Ace, they've gotten the early lead, and the fact that they were able to kill out the Sova will allow them to go in for rotations almost immediately. But with Rage, close on the angle, he's waiting to see if he can take the first fight, but with the noise being made and an instant rotation towards the opposite side, it's going to be Ezzy who tries to go in for the kill, but gosh, he's ready for it. Able to shut down Ezzy. With that, they do have the C plant to play with, but even then, Ace, they're low on HP to try and play this post one.
The way this post plan is looking, there's definitely a lot of players remaining from the side of Ace, but it's not going to be enough HP for them to actually be able to go ahead and take those fights. But wait a second. The numbers are dropping down now. XCREW not in the best situation.
Enemy remaining.
Getting the numbers up and running. Time has to be bought. Masters has to be careful, and we know he is. We know he generally is. He's able to do all the mind games. Being the IGL of the team, he does have a lot on his shoulders, including that extra pair of headsets.
What? Masters?
Not gonna be able to fight this off though.
I don't think he saw the spike properly. Did he? Because he was not on the spike. He kept on spamming the boss regardless, even though he was off the spike. He could have just ran away, but instead, a little bit of a slow start for the members of Ace as Masters. Could have gotten the clutch there, but regardless of that, it does take some time for the members of Ace to really heat up and get to that position where they don't make any mistakes. So, early morning blues, I would say. XCREW take a strong first lead here. With the buys that they have, they're able to come back from a pretty hefty hit. This one tap god once more just comes in strong. Able to catch out Confident Peaker, but Salon, it's still causing problems.
Oh no!
Never mind. He's so aware.
That he is. It was a great position. Salon almost had that fight, and he still got fished out. And now in this 1v3, there's not much that can be done. Do. Being able to take Masters out makes it a 1v2, makes it a 1v1. Is he going to be able to convert this around? There's still no plant gone in yet. The HP is low on 2v2, and it's going to be turned down to 0. This is not good. Yeah.
And this force buy coming in from the members of Ace was just perfect, completely catching all of the members of XCREW off guard. Even though Confident Pika died out early, it should have been an answer that we need to run on away. But one tap got finding two. That is not expected whatsoever. Poor old Salon, not prepared at all for that initial hit there coming towards him. Good answer as Ace. They take a 1-for-1, and even though they don't have the strongest of weapons just yet, completely fine. Because they can build that economy from here. As Doobie already spotted out. He's taking a run for it and rendezvous with his teammate. But with Salon holding down the angle, this is gorgeous. Ezzy! He could just be walking towards his death if he's not careful. He needs to be aware for this hit, but Rage, he's still going to be able to capitalize. Get the first initial kill. And now Ezzy, he's probably going to be peeking in towards window soon. And Salon, he's going to be able to find a frag out of it.
The numbers are going to stay in the favor of XCREW. They do also have all the information in the world. It's going to be a difficult run, but it's not going to be impossible. Everyone just waiting to fish the other player out. The push from C about to happen. Gets pushed back. Good line of defense from the side of XCREW, but look at Ceylon, how far ahead he already is. Has way too much information. But I think the timing will catch him off guard.
See him.
There's way too many people walking in.
30 seconds.
Salon's gonna find such a free opening as well on the opposite side. Revel able to trade out his teammate, but even then the stun is just better. Poor old Desi, none the wiser for it. Confident Peeker on the angle. Couple of good pop shots here and there is all that's required when Masters and Revel still holding down the line for his entire team. Jump down, possibly coming in from either side. Looks for the first initial hit. He's gonna be able to find it. But the trades are gorgeous. Gordosh, ladies and gentlemen. Even on a controller, his aim is unmatched.
That it is. Gorlange, the way he's been able to close this down, and all the support he got from Doobie, completely amazing. The way XCREW has closed this down on a Thrifty, I like the way the round has unfolded for the side of XCREW, and I'm also liking the fact that they are being able to make sure that Ace has to keep trying with every bit that they have to go ahead and seize those rounds. They're not making it easy at all whatsoever. 3 rounds in total. Yep, 3 rounds in total and 2 already in the favor of XCREW.
I need to find a little bit more of an opening from here on out. As you can tell that for XCREW, they're just taking over free space instantly. Salon fighting through once again. The speed of this man and his one-taps. It's all that you need to see. A duelist getting this much value all by himself is just unheard of. As Rage and Confident Peeker. Outlaws still in hand. The man's just buying Outlaws like it's going out of style. As the last one already spotted poor old Desi. Didn't really do much. As Ace, they bought into this round. So their weapons, their overall economy is down in the drain. XCREW, they can just keep on snowballing this lead out of control. As Rage, he has a smile on his face because he knows that this outlaw that he has in his hands is pretty much a pocket operator that he can keep on using for as many rounds to come.
I need a drop.
True that. Well, the way Ace is functioning, I think One Tap God might just be able to go ahead and use his overdrive to go ahead and get more and more frags for himself. Make the numbers advantage work for the team and probably even recover weapons for them. However, the numbers are not going to look good for the side of Ace, with Wimp being taken down already. It's not a great start. There goes another one. This outlaw is outrageous, nonetheless.
I think this much value from the outlaw is criminal. 2,400 credits. Find this much of an advantage. Bit of a misstep coming in. From One Tap God, he needs to be careful in the way that he plays this. Doobie-doo, able to slip through the cracks. And Salon with the final shot as well. XCREW, they have completely reinvented a team full of friends. Giving the side of Ace a run for their money. Now that is something to believe in. Not really the best of starts from Ace as well. They are a lot slower in their overall approach. They are not so decisive either. It's as if the team just... It's as if the team is just... How do you put it?
Intimidated.
A little bit. No, a little bit all over the place. They're confused what they want to do next. They're not all on the same page.
Makes me feel so because one tap God, I mean, his overdrive just got overthrown in the last round. Could not really capitalize onto the values that he wanted for himself. And look at that, the numbers rage. Oh my god, he upgraded from an outlaw to an operator, and now he's getting even more frags.
Last player standing.
Is there much that can even be done for the side of Ace anymore?
Doesn't really seem like it. Ace, they're not really communicating well. You can tell that Masters, he didn't really time his smoke in the way that he would have wanted. This is a really good flash play coming out though. On towards Ezzy. Cage was just sublime too. He's able to utilize the cage being thrown out by Ezzy with the paranoia up and ready from Grenache to just easily find that opening kill. Understanding that, hey, if Ezzy or if anyone is playing towards the outskirts of Garage, you can just instantly bring them back down. Small adjustments being made by XCREW and the constant pressure that they're putting onto their opponents. It's just so difficult to try and fight on. Ceylon tried to go in for the spray, but with a Vandal. It's a very risky thing to do.
Exactly, didn't have to. Any which ways, the way the players from the side of Team Ace are situated right now, it does seem like they're gonna be waiting on the information before they make their certain moves, and that information is looking strong now. With Ace having found 2 heads in site A, they might just decide on executing here. They have a very easy entry into the site now. And the rotation will have to be very quick from the side of XCREW.
Good hit coming in from Grenache though. Find a little bit of a saving grace here. It's gonna be tough, Grenache. I'd like to go in for something better, but so much utility being thrown in towards his face. Team Ace find the opening that they needed. Ceylon, again, the way that he sometimes plays, as soon as he starts getting a lot of frags, he does one Hail Mary play, says sorry, and then he goes back to the drawing board to just be a little bit more passive and wait for his team setup. I like this coming out from XCREW though. Overconfidence is not that bad for this particular team because they're able to ride that momentum pretty well. For Ace, one more round, they're going to be able to stabilize their economy too. They need to turn things around from here on out. Any loss that they suffer from this point forward, it's going to allow XCREW to just do so much more. Ceylon does take a little bit of damage, but he's not going to get killed out here. And with all of the ultimates still at hand, they can play for it.
Let's see if they're gonna be able to. The whole team stacking up towards site A might just enter in. Still taking it slow though, and I think the more time they utilize here, the lesser they have to go back to. There's not gonna be enough real fortification on site A, neither is gonna be real reinforcement. But slowly and steadily, the team is moving in from the side of XCREW as well. I think they're planning on playing it on a retake already.
With 5 ultimates, of course, they're going to be opting for that retake. Briskin March, double-sided, Rolling Thunder, Paranoia being utilized from each end. They're not going to be able to hit it up just yet.
30 seconds left.
It's now a waiting game. Either side, they have the ultimates. Perfect stun to possibly find a kill. They're not going to be able to get much, but a little bit more of an opening. One tap God around the corner, but they're still not able to flood in towards the side. No one's playing towards Kevin to try and drop down for this duel. And this is gone from bad to worse. This is tough. Confident Peeker on the angle, but the flick not connecting. And the post-plant positioning just better coming in from the members of Ace. Questionable round from XCREW. Because I expected one player to be going towards Heaven to maybe go for a jump down, but instead, they all tried to flood in from one singular position.
Exactly. I mean, when you have all that utility in your backpack, when you're in such a positive situation, to go ahead and work on the retake, I would definitely expect the team to scatter around a little bit and maybe try to squeeze in the players into the site and make it impossible for them to walk out of it. This was not what I wanted XCREW to do. They had a good lead, they could have marched upon it, but the way they executed the last round, not impressive at all. So much investment all for nothing.
Must be finding an answer here, Garnash. Ready for a bit of a spray here on his own accord. So for now, utilizing a bit of smokes and dark covers to stop the members of the attack from proximity for his ace. They're second guessing themselves. Drones coming through. Try and maybe bait out a couple of rotations, but none of the members of X were even close towards short to even get sound for that. Playing for the long game here. Instant rotation coming in from Grenache, but with XCREW, they're actually making the rotation in towards the A side. An ace? They found the perfect read.
Left.
That they were doing.
Spike down. C.
XCREW already
Player standing.
being taken down one after the other from the players of Team Ace, but Goranj still finds some breath for them to hold on to. The time is gonna get
10
taken
seconds
out.
left.
Dr. Evil has to go ahead, make that plant happen. I don't think he has the opportunity. It's gonna be a win that XCREW gets from the throat of death.
Right here.
So stupid do we do, man? Holding down from inside of the site like that, up against 3 players, and still being able to find 3 frags? That Cypher is such a difficult one to try and pin down. The thing is, Rebel, he tried. He tried to utilize his Hunter's Fury to try and force Cypher out of his precarious situations, but even through the Hunter's Fury, he's able to dodge out the first bullet and find a kill off of it. And then he's able to convert that kill over into 2 more, even though he is stunned. That's XCREW for you. These players and their individual gameplay. It's hard to quantify and hard to redirect. So you can tell that one tap God, immediately he's going to be able to run through. He had a lot of forward space. As he's still running, as Doobie-Doobie-Doo is going to be able to shut him down. One tap God. Trying to go all by yourself is a little bit dangerous, but still the trades come through from his teammates. Now for Ace, they have the man advantage. Couple of early fights, paranoia in hand to try and just flood in towards the side before the plant goes down completely. They don't want to give up this one for free. But Wimp, he's making sure that his aim is being answered back in kind.
We've seen Wimp stand up for his team like that over and over, and look at the storm that got created. They were just swapping skins. Ace is feeling pretty comfortable with their skin right now. But then again, XCREW already has 6 rounds to their name. The first half is gonna be at least an equalizer for them, if nothing less, if nothing more. But yeah, I don't think being on the defensive side of Haven, you should try to be satisfied with the 6. Your scoreline should go at least 2 and 8 for it to be a comfortable swap being on the defensive side. Also, having come from the upper brackets and then not being able to convert the first half of the first map.
What, Salon?
Good. He just judged it all.
No business getting that opening kill. Confident Beakers looking for the fight. He's stuck now. Will he be able to run away? Nope. He is done for. Poor guy tried to make a break for it, but at the end, stuck in a precarious situation on his own. You have the C side to play into, but
Spike
will be
planted.
not really a good weapon in his hands. Asek can deal some damage, but find the kill. Still will have its difficulties. Somehow he's
Standing.
regardlessly gonna be able to do it. Down over to a 1 versus 2, possibly a 1v1. Doesn't really happen. His Rage not able to find the headshot that he needs. 6-5 is Team Ace.
Last
And
round
looking to
before the
equalize
switch.
things out on a 6-6 half. Go into the next one. Clean slate.
Yes, this should do.
Let's see how this turns around. It's definitely looking like Ace is coming back into the game. They didn't take really long to adapt themselves to how XCREW was playing, and their complete systematic organization came back into picture very quickly. This time around, yet again, I think it's gonna be an A attempt itself, as it looks from the way the team has arranged itself. But Ceylon, with that early frag, is gonna be able to deny entry to the team. XCREW will have to be careful. Without their neon, it's not gonna be easy to go ahead and find that opening for themselves to march into the site. Look at Cypher in the meanwhile, all the way back in garage, making sure that the utils from the side of XCREW are being taken care of. The paranoia can still continue, but he'll get taken down with that operator in the hands of Rage.
Yeah, this is such a dangerous position to try and fight into. Rage and understands that Ezzy is trying to be a thorn on their sides by breaking out on a lot of the utility. They can cut him off on any of these fights. It will be perfect. Salon swinging through with the breach utility. Still going to be an issue as Rage nearly got caught out in the open there, buddy. Into the shadows, still in hands if they want to try and flood in towards the side. A bit early here for the flash. They're not going to be able to find the forward positions that they want, but Drevel, it's all up to you to try and guarantee another kill. He misses the shot, and that is going to cost him, but the Rolling Thunder giving them the edge. One it towards the side, and whip, baby! Give this man a weapon, and he is going to make it work. 6-6, ladies and gentlemen. Team Ace, they are taking victory after victory.
That they are, and single-handedly on the shoulders of Wimp. I'm not gonna deny that at all. The way Wimp has played, it's completely amazing. He's been able to bring the team back, give them a fighting chance, give them a breathing chance, give them a lot of wiggle room for the second half, and also allow them, provide them with the opportunity to go ahead and find themselves the actual fights that can actually turn in the resultant of a favorable scoreline for the side of Ace. I am just surprised on how he was able to turn a 1v3 into a victory. That's not the same words.
Another issue that XCREW were having was their defensive side. Their retakes felt very lackluster because of the utility usage. Rage used his flashpoint way too goddamn early. No one was even close to the doorway to utilize that flash to make an entry to the side. And then they didn't have any utility to break through. What are they gonna do? Wim just casually got those free kills because, again, there was no util to try and stop him. They could have even waited for a smoke from Garnash to try to block off one position, then isolate the fight against Drevel so that Wim didn't have a chance to go in for a trade. There were a lot of different things that they could have done, but overall, and in a bad situation here. Technical pause now being taken by the members of Ace here. Hopefully, they're going to be able to jump back into the game immediately.
Well, we'll see. I'm still waiting to see how these teams are gonna unfold their, complete havoc. Because so far, both of them are playing their usual games. I mean, yes, there are adaptations. Yes, there are a little bit of changes here and there. But I'm not seeing them walking out of their comfort zones, pushing too hard, or trying to convert with an completely different extra mile. Yes, on individual players we're seeing that, but I'm not seeing that from the team in a complete coherence. So it's still going to be time before the teams decide to go and gas out completely onto any rounds. I think on a match which is a BO5, teams will take their time for that, and that's understandable. But yeah, I'm waiting for that time. That's where we will see how much the willpower is going to affect their overall gameplay.
The wait is now over. We're jumping down in towards the game once again. There's a clean slate of a first half is, in a way, good and bad at the same time, because going into this next one without any advantage just turns into a best of 12 at that point. whoever gets to that in position will be the ones to take victory. One Tap God's leg was spotted. A couple of pop shots here and there was all that was required to try and shut him down. Salon, low on HP, needs to make a rotation with his teammates, possibly heading towards the B side, but even then, it will be dangerous as long as Swim doesn't have the aftershock ready. It's gonna be tough to try and fight into him. Drevel, good for the first kill. He's not gonna take any form of damage here either. It's a couple of shock darts, giving them a little bit of an opening, but Master is able to find multiple here on his own. With 2 more players remaining for the members of XCREW, he's able to isolate out multiple different fights. His Rage looks for the duel, not gonna be able to find it. And Masters, he's gonna try to get the kill. Get it. It's Ganache trying to jiggle around. He's able to take his down over to a 1v1. 30 seconds left on the clock, and he has the spike. He can instantly make the rotation and go wherever the hell he wants.
That he can, and there's not gonna be enough from the side of Ace to be able to detect that information. He does have a spy cam on site C, but that's about it. There's a smoke. I don't think there's gonna be enough time for Ace to go ahead and even check those cams, but if he does, there's gonna be information. Yes, he did.
I must wait a moment.
It's a 1v1 now with no intel gonna be handy from either side. Neither of them is gonna know where the push is coming from. Both of them trying to look in the directions that are not really the optimal ones. It's gonna be slow and steady, and that might just work in the favor of Team XCREW because all they need is time. Half stick is done. The fight to be taken, and Gaunt will be able to convert it into a victory. A round almost lost, actually most certainly lost, was brought back to life.
You
As you
cannot
mentioned,
make this up.
The brilliant screw is top notch.
You cannot make this up, can you? It's just Garnash.
Not at all.
He turned it around on a 1 versus 3. They gave him all of the free duels. And at the end, you can't even blame the Cypher at all. I see he tried. Poor guy just didn't know what to expect from which angle. It's Revel now. I can pick up the fallen pieces from that last round as he's trying to work his way up, but Rage once more with the Outlaw. Just being a thorn in their sides. Wim's position already revealed and known. They're just gonna spam him down almost immediately. And one by one, they're just dropping. As Ace, they're trying to find the answer, but it seems that the answer is eluding them at every turn.
Last player standing.
Well, the way this round has gone, I can't even complain even a little bit. It was just annihilation coming in from the side of XCREW.
Spike
They're gonna get the plant in, they're gonna get the sizzle.
Team 8.
Oh, look at that.
I'm out of here.
Team Ace got Team Aced by the side of XCREW. Okay, yeah, I can agree that happened.
Hakuna Matata.
Well, that's exactly
That
what
is a
XCREW
wonderful
has been
phase.
doing when they entered this.
I mean, it's a wonderful phrase for the side of Ace as well when you think about it, right? Because they need to relax, come into this buy round properly. They have the stronger weapons here, and I like this overall setup. They want to go in for a mid push. Sun's ready, winning already, but good God, Rage. Rage was going to be able to find the answer regardless. The Outlaw is going to be able to find 2. Confident Pika shuts down another, and he gets a weapon upgrade to head in towards the seaside. Still will not be that simple, but confident Pika, so confident. Instantly swings out and catches Masters. Ace, what's happening to you?
Spike planted.
This is just unimaginable. The situation Dr. Evil is in right now, he must be kicking himself. Wanting just a little bit more from his team. They're capable of it. I don't know why it's not being delivered. Not gonna be an easy fight, not gonna get enough here. He does have all of his HP. That just, you can see the panic happen. He ended up switching to his knife. You can see
I'm out.
Team A is getting affected by what the scoreline looks like right now.
That and they are just a little bit lost in the overall setups being done by XCREW too. For Rage to find two players there with the Outlaw, he just instantly flicked towards the second player after shooting the first.
I'm out of here.
I've never seen a player use the Outlaw in the similar way that Rage has. Proficiency with a weapon like this can be so deadly and dangerous.
Rage is too outraged to not use the outlaw like that.
That's... For now though, members of Ace need to try and maybe pick up some of the broken pieces here. They're looking to find that first hit. Salon spotted out the first. He wanted a kill, but he's not going to be able to get it for free. As Ezzy, knowing him, he is not going to give an inch of space away that quickly. Trying to make a run back over towards the A side though with Drevel in the close corner. Possibly he can get a kill, but if he gets thrown out, good night and sleep tight, buddy.
Too aggressive of a position.
Finds a kill.
Oh no, one second. Sneak is gonna be the name of the side of Team Ace, but it's not gonna work out at every time.
30 seconds left.
A 4v3. Salon did not deserve to die there, but well, he did. And now the numbers are getting balanced by the players of Team Ace. As he's just trying to hold the fort team. Wim, definitely one to fear, but he's gonna be taken down, and now things look very good for the side of XCREW. They've already arrived at the double digits, and since the half swap, they've not lost a single round.
They've been doing pretty much gorgeous work on their own side. XCREW, now their ultimates online as well. Through these ultimates, they're even more unstoppable. How do you turn things around from here? Because Ace
Right there.
lost out on so many of these different opportunities, and for some reason, I see a breach with a goddamn operator. What is Rage thinking? I get it, you lost your outlaw, buddy, but why an op? What a breach?
He did. He's done it before. He's done it before. During the defensive side, he got two for himself with that operator. In any which case, with the ultimates online, I wouldn't be so sure for XCREW. They've screwed it up before. Let's see how this one is gonna turn around. They're already losing members. I don't believe them when they have their ultimates online. They just crumble.
They didn't really have a good setup going in towards the back of site. It was only Salon who just dashed through, and none of his teammates opted to even go in for a swing with him. The Neon Slide is good, yes, but utilizing the Neon Slide, you need to have another player coming across with you, otherwise they're not really going to be able to guarantee a kill or anything. A bit questionable in the way that XCREW wanted to go in for that execute, because the C side, yeah, that's completely fine that you wanted to go in for a rush, but a Rolling Thunder from C long is possibly the worst thing that you can do because of the amount of open spaces that a player can have to just stand there.
This stack from XCREW right outside site A. They were able to draw the utility out.
Enemy tag.
Rage. I told you he's gonna be able to make use of that operator. However, there is a loss of numbers on the side of X2 as well, but the balance will not take long. He dropped the spike! He dropped the spike!
Oh, this is bad. Yeah, Spike is in a position that you can't really even pick it up from. Wait, never mind. XCREW, he has the ultimate too. The Into the Shadows. He's not able to pick it up. He screwed up the Into the Shadows.
That's
Oh,
okay.
this has gone from bad to
30
worse.
seconds left.
Cover going out.
30 seconds left on the clock here to try and jump in and maybe pick this one up.
Saw the
Timing
barrel.
needs to be perfect. He's able to get an out, but the spike still yet to be recovered. Two spotted. Garage trying to run away. He's going to be able to live at the bare minimum. This is just an absolute Hail Mary of a play. One towards the sidelines. The shot yet to connect. And all up to Garage, but he's not going to be able to do much here. The shorty not giving the one shot as he would have expected. 10-8, ladies and gentlemen. As this round was just chaos incarnate.
That it was slow and steady in the beginning, and then the way it crumbled, just unimaginable.
Player standing.
Oh goodness. The number of times XCREW had the chance to seize this round and they messed it up. They had a great start in the second half, had 4 rounds, one after the other, all to their name. And then they started dropping. Just 3 rounds away from victory, yet so cautious is what they will have to be. Okay, way too proactive a stance coming in from the side of XCREW. Already taking control of site B. And Ceylon with that overdrive. Just making sure that everyone should be out of sight. Out of line. Loses it though. Oh goodness. 2 frags already for the side of Ace. Make it 3.
This might be an answer. Just a little bit though. It all depends on if Garnash is going to be able to find multi-frags here for himself. Shots did not connect. Garnash needs to immediately try to make a runaway play. Garnash still able to find a kill. Doobie-doobie-doo on the opposite end. They want to find another one. And wait a minute. They turned this one around. 2 versus 5 and they might just get the plant and also a postman to play into. It's all up to Trevel. The man, the myth, the legend. He has all the utility to try and play this one through. But Garnash, he's not even going to give him a chance to do anything. 2 versus 5, ladies and gentlemen. XCREW. They're able to turn this one around. Ace, you can't lose rounds like this.
This is the kind of redemption XCREW was waiting for. They messed up the Into the Shadows, so Vanch decided that he's gonna bring the team back into the light. Went ahead, got his 3K, got the team back on the surface, out of the water. Beautifully done, beautifully done. But Team Ace, they had heavy investments. They used the Hunter's Fury for this one and still lost it.
What?
And I think it's about time they lose yet another set of players for their side. Dr. Evil still standing strong, gonna be able to find this one.
Player standing.
That's about it. There isn't much more standing up there. Ceylon with his own 4K, putting numbers on board for side of XCREW. They're so close to winning this.
I am thoroughly confused at what the game plan was from Ace. Wimp was close proximity towards short. Maybe he wanted to do a flash play, but he's never going to be able to catch the Neon sliding through in short if he does something like that. Ceylon's just beating every timing that is being presented to him. It's Neon working wonders here from his side as XCREW. Pretty much at the finish line at this point. Complete stop to anything that both sides are doing. They're just playing for information now. See Mace. Not even a strong weapon, not even any good weapons in their hands to try and fight against the floodgates that they have opened. As XCREW, they're ticking down the clock here as Ace is still going to be at a very significant advantage for this particular round. As long as Wimp is still alive with the Rolling Thunder, any execute that they're planning will not be simple. Both of them share the exact same brain cell. I love that.
Absolutely. XCREW just rescheduling their visits. Oh my goodness. They cannot decide, can they? Oh, the read
Find their
is
hardest
good.
slow at the end.
Yes.
They're doubling their way up, but 15 seconds left on the clock. They need to go in as quickly as they can. Maybe a save would be a better option. 10 seconds left on the clock to try and go in for the turnaround. Scooby! He's able to do so much! Doobie's gonna be able to run his way through, but there's no plan! They can't even do anything. Last one to be spotted. It is gonna be Dremel. The kills come through, but XCREW, they're not gonna be able to do anything out of this. I am so confused.
I know, right? They had such an explosive execution into the site, but they just could not put the plant in. They did not make it in time. I think this is just yet another opportunity for Team Ace to go ahead, pick their pieces back up, and get into this fight with everything they have. And that's exactly what they're doing. They have Guardians on board, Bulldogs on board. There's a judge showing up. But now we just have to see if this is gonna be enough for yet another round showing up in their favor.
Shot dart.
Dr. Evil looking for early information. Is he gonna have enough to capitalize on it? I'm seeing way too aggressive a stance from the side of Team Ace right now, specifically on site A.
Take flight.
Dr. Evil does fall back. But the hold from the side of One Tap God. With a judge, I think I can respect it with a judge.
He loves this position with the judge. One tap God plays this one regularly, but nah, she's expecting it. The angle's good, and Rage still able to do this. The Outlaw just comes in clutch for him every single time. And with the Cypher's hat now coming off, the shock dart's even better. Drevel able to find a shot, and with the Guardian, he's able to find even more value. Still have to worry about the two players that are running in towards the site. 2v2 now going into this retake. The members of XCREW still have a lot to play around with. The angle's even better. Salon able to capitalize and catch out as he's slacking a little bit there. Down over to the 1v2. Because I don't think that Masters, he has what it takes to try and get this clutch. He doesn't even have a good weapon to play into. No real utility either. And Salon goes in for the final shot. Beautifully done.
Beautifully done, yep. Oh my goodness, the way this map has unfolded. I mean, in the beginning itself, we did discuss that XCREW is gonna be strong on the first map that shows up, and the way the map pool is lined up, XCREW might just find themselves having the winning opportunity way too soon. But oh my goodness, I expected things to be close. The second half just did not look like it at all.
That's gonna happen because XCREW's overall game plan shifted dramatically. Before, Salon was constantly trying to do stuff by himself. Now that Salon is waiting for Reach to give him those setups, it's a little bit more different. Yes, there are hiccups here and there where they do make mistakes. They don't keep with proper utility together, but they have that buddy system down now. And in a way, Ace, the fact that they're trying to play discipline is one of their biggest downfalls. While on XCREW, they're just swinging angles and they're winning out on duels because they know that, hey, even if I die, I have confidence that my teammate's going to be able to find the trade for it. And then there is Salon. He's an unquantifiable factor that just keeps doing whatever the hell he desires. He just jumps around, slides into a position, he gets a kill, gets out. And no one has been able to pin him down since. Salon's been a player that we've overhyped for so long for this very particular reason. No one in this entire tournament has been able to get him down a couple of pegs. Just utilize the utility to slow Salon down over to a crawl to make it uncomfortable to take duels, because every situation we see Salon in, he's just able to find all of the value that he wants to. Let it be with his own setups, let it be with his teammates. Because now that Rage, he shifted over to that Breach. And the fact that the Breach with an Outlaw and an Operator got this many kills, I cannot make any sense out of that.
Neither can I. I don't think even Team Ace can, because the way XCREW was playing, it was just unfathomable. And yes, as you mentioned, the Outlaw and Operator plays from Rage was just not expected at all, and they gave value unimaginable. There was just one single round where Rage could not squeeze value out of his Operator. Every other round when he's gone in with an Operator or an Outlaw, he's gotten himself at least 2 to 3 frags, and it's just great for the team. so many times from losing opportunities, Goranch has been able to bring the team back into play. We had talked about how he plays when he's on a sentinel role or on an initiator role. Well, even on a controller, I think he's doing amazing.
Absolutely. Nash's clutches have been the talk of the town pretty much from the very beginning of this tournament. Every bit of hype this player gets deserves it tenfold. Ceylon was a rising star for it, but I do have to give a lot more props to Doo because this guy really stepped up his game. At every turn where you needed the Cypher to come up and find kills or maybe find an opening lurk to allow his team to go in for rotations, it was Doo. Time and time again, he is the hero for the attacking side, and then came Rage, then came Gornage, and then came Ceylon. I'm not going to put Ceylon on the #1 pedestal anymore because every single one of his teammates have really changed their dynamic. And even if Ceylon's not doing well, all the other members of XCREW just come alive at every second. And when they are doing well, Ceylon, he just looks like an afterthought because the entire team as a unit, they cannot be stopped.
Absolutely. Doo, the man of the hour. MVP of this map, 20 2 first kills as well, and 174 ADR. I mean, we talked about quite a lot of players from the side of XCREW. We did not take his name just yet, but he's been working in and out all through the map to put himself in this place. I mean, beautifully done by Doo.
Absolutely. It's just the insanity the team can have. Because of it, members of Team Ace, they're trying to figure things out from here on out. As the second map's going to be rolling around, Lotus is not going to get any easier. Previously, Lotus was the map that did go into overtime when these two teams first fought each other, but after a loss like this, they're going to be shaken up a little bit, and hopefully as we are going to be going into a break, members of Ace, they're able to shake off that rust, take off the morning blues, maybe get some breakfast, and also check the link down below in the descriptions for a couple of SSDs if they're looking for one to get with the possible prize money, which you guys should do as well. Links down below. We'll just see. We need to see what happens for this BO5. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with a lot more Valorant action. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of a longer break than usual, but we're going to be jumping straight on back in towards the action for the map of Lotus. Don't forget, this is going to be the grand finals for the Esports Club Showdown Series Season 5 Valorant, powered by Crucial by Micron, with our GP partners Zotai Gaming and media partners Gossip.gg. When you think about it, the action for this grand finals really did start up on the right foot for the members of XCREW, and whoever is rooting for that particular team, the crowd is going to be going wild because each and every one of those players, they woke up on the right side of the bed in this morning. But for Ace, I'm gonna say otherwise.
Well, I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna agree with you on that. But let's see if Lotus is gonna be able to bloom some more luck for the side of Team Ace, because XCREW, they're already having a role. We're already seeing the one problem we see with XCREW on this map every time, and I mean, they've made it so far, so I think it's gonna work out for them. One tap god against Ceylon. This is gonna be a Raze versus Neon thing. Let's see if Raze is gonna be the right pick for this map, because XCREW, I don't know, I feel like it's about time that teams start catching up to the new meta. It's the new meta for a reason, because it's better than the older meta.
In a way, the Fade just allows the race to do a lot more, because generally, what do people do? They take the double controller setup, which is pretty bad on this map now, but you can still run the double controller setup with a little bit more of a variation, with the killjoy being swapped out for the chamber, so you have a lot more aggressive potential. There's different things that you can do. But with this particular combination, with the Raze and the Fade, they can play a lot more on those tighter angles. Before, we did see that XCREW, they had a Seize and nade setup on B main, allowing the attackers to come in while the Fade, holding the Seize, is going to be on that close corner, playing for contact. And as soon as the first player makes contact, he throws out the Seize, and then that just guarantees a one kill onto any attacker that walks in towards that angle. There's a lot of reads and a lot of different plays that you can do with that Fade Raze combination, yes, but the Neon is just more simple. And that simplicity just gives a lot of teams that comfort that they need to play the map of Lotus to its fullest degree. And let's just see if Ace, they're going to be able to make this composition work, because they were a little bit rocky in that first particular map, but coming into Lotus, they would look like a better team, because in the past, when they did go up against XCREW before, this map was won out by XCREW on a 19-17 scoreline. So the overtimes could be rolling in for this particular map.
Not only the overtimes could be rolling in, but also the fact that XCREW has won on this before might just put Ace in a very difficult situation. Because imagine this, like, already being the team who came in from the upper brackets, who has already beat this team before and was the reason they ended up in the lower brackets, and then also being at the 2-map advantage in the beginning of the game itself. That's scary to face off against.
Right there.
Any which ways, walking into the game as it stands, the first round, XCREW being on the defensive side and Ace on the attacking, while Ace takes things slow. There's gonna be deployments from the side of Ace to make sure that if there is any flank coming in from the side of XCREW at any point of time, they're gonna be able to watch it with the killjoy abilities. The push towards site C, already in action, pushing the players away from the side of XCREW. They're gonna be playing this on retake. One tap god.
This is a tough and precarious situation. My gosh! How is he able to find one kill? Never mind! Confident Beaker is going to be able to turn things around from there. Masters, in towards spawn. He's not going to be risking this fight. Already spotted. They know his exact position, and they're going to need to try and find him. Zlon able to catch out one more over towards the back end of the side. And one by one, they're able to turn it on its head. Gosh! How do you find the kill over towards one tap god? I'm screaming like this cat right now.
I know,
That's me
right?
in real life, if you could see my face. Because gosh!
I'd prefer the cat.
Yeah, of course, everyone prefers the cat. No one loves me.
No, it's not like that. People love you, just a little bit. Just a little bit. But they do.
Now I know what Manoj feels like.
I loved how you turned that around. That's exactly how XCREW turned the last round around.
Absolutely.
Gotta go.
Tech pause. The tech pause is now coming through. On the slower side. They're gonna be able to reset though from here. I do believe that there were some points of technical difficulty coming in from the members of Ace because I don't think that should have ever happened. To lose out on a round like that after you already are rushed in towards the side, Garnache. I think too much value. His rage once more with the outlaw. Oh yeah, this guy with the outlaw, man. I'm more scared of him with an outlaw rather than an operator.
I know, right?
Goodbye.
Oh goodness, the beginning is already strong. And yes, as we were already talking about the fact that Rage and his outlaw are just completely unimaginable. However, the numbers will be balanced out by easy. It's not becoming as easy for us. I cannot understand how things are unfolding. There's literally no sound to work around with from the side of the attack. They're holding back on all the noise.
They're gonna try to brute force their way up here already. But even then, that's not gonna be the possibility that they would have wanted. Garnache trying to go in for the kill, and he's still slipping through the cats. Look at Garnache! Only 15 HP, and he's still able to deal the damage that he needs to. His team still in the running. And they're gonna be able to take this fight. Rage with the hit. And they have the answer. 2-0, ladies and gentlemen. The XCREW. They look to be dominant.
2-0 as the scoreline stands. XCREW already in a very good situation. They have just more and more praise for themselves right now because the way they're climbing up round after round, map after map. This is gonna be a big upset for the side of Ace.
XCREW.
They are definitely not prepared for this.
Absolutely. There's gonna be a small change up here though. Salon able to find the first kill, and that's a big one. Dribble. Him getting shut down this early on is gonna be a huge problem for them to hold on to. One tap gone, able to find a kill, but he's not gonna be able to spray transfer it over towards the second. As he, regardless of it, able to find the hit that they need. Good amount of damage being done by Confident Peaker as the hit coming in from opposite sides are already done. Salon, Boombot to give them that small bit of information, but no one yet to be spotted. The plant yet to go down as well. XCREW, they're playing for the long game as well. Confident Peaker still has the flashpoints ready to try and help out Doobie. He wants to play for that angle or that fight. Masters knows the position. Just needs to take things slow here. No sound being made. First on the head. Doobie's gonna be able to find the first catch. Run through in! And it's gonna be Masters who comes out on top. The saving grace for Ace as they take the first round, but that was extremely expensive.
In the last few instances, Ace just outplayed XCREW. Not only in the gun game, but also in the mind game. XCREW felt like after having this frag, they're gonna have a sandwich situation where they can actually crawl up to the players of Team Ace, and Ace was like, it's an inception, it's a dream inside a dream. Just turned everything around. But well, I'm happy for them. They're gonna be able to find their climb again. Wanna see them surmount a little more.
Right there.
And with that, they're already moving towards Mount.
Bring them down.
I'm gonna get a little bit closer for this. It's Confident Peaker. Already in a pretty precarious situation, but even then, shots just keep on connecting. This is Confident Peaker for you, ladies and gentlemen. He just doesn't skip a beat. Goes on the angle, no one yet to be spotted. A little bit of a skunk spray, but regardless, Salon comes out on top, pulls out the showstopper, not really necessary. But XCREW, they take the flawless. Beautifully done.
Okay. I mean, yeah, we can literally have the whole round in the replay for this one because it was that short-lived. The confidence on XCREW is just rising. If I was Ace, I would be a little intimidated by now. I would be hesitant on how I want to move forward. They have the right weaponry now, though. They're definitely gonna be able to find themselves some entry inside here. But I'm not gonna be so confident about it because the way one tap got played in the last map, it was very disheartening. I think he's trying to make up for it. We're not gonna stay there long enough to do it.
You overthought that. Confident peeker when it comes down to his utility on that breach. It's a little bit slower on the overall approach.
Spike
It's
planted.
a slight bit of confusion could really cost you your life. And that, able to see it. Screwy now. Stepping up to the plate here. Killjoy, no real utility. He's gonna be spotted, and with a swing, he does find one, but Masters will be able to avenge his own brother. 3-2. It's Ace. They're now back in it, just a little bit, but as soon as the adaptation is made by XCREW once again, how do they want to change it?
Gonna be a difficult one, definitely. But being able to turn things around is gonna be something that Ace is gonna be looking for. Turning the tables has been the story of their journey in this tournament nonetheless. I mean, being in the lower bracket and then going around with all those fights. Coming back on top. Being here, standing against the players who put them there. They absolutely are prepared for some revenge. But look at Salon. The dude is just not stopping. He went in way too soon. Had an opportunity. Did get taken down though. But in the meanwhile, Confident Peeker was able to make the numbers rise for the side of Team Ace. XCREW already in an advantage, but look at where Dr. Evil is going. Not suspecting him is gonna be dangerous. This lurk is something to be taken care of.
I'm so confused on what was the game plan there. Could have been a bit more different, but overall, not really going to be able to do out much just yet. Garnash, none the wiser for the position of Drevel here. He's in the back.
Placing swarm grenade.
The fact that he was able to slip through the cracks and get into the A side is one of the bigger problems.
It's Killjoy for a reason. Has taken away all the joy from the side of XCREW this time around and is killing players after players. Doobie-doobie-doo, will he be able to return the favor to Dr. Evil? Almost knows the position, will be able to take the fight. It's a 1v1, now the plant is already in place, the time is ticking out. Being able to go ahead, take the fight and also win it. Have enough time to go ahead and also defuse it? XCREW! Goodness gracious, they are not showing any mercy.
I had to focus for a second.
I say Scooby-Dooby-Doo at this point. The man got a Scooby snack.
That it?
Through the smoke even as well. Spams were so accurate, down to 2 HP, and he was unfazed. That is XCREW for you as individuals. Every single one of these players, they can pull out the clutch out of absolutely nowhere. So you have to be wary of every play that they make.
There.
As for now, members of Ace trying to turn things around from here.
Swarm grenade.
A little bit of an early flash play already. It's a recon. Drops down. They do have an opening in towards the A side, but because of the Killjoy lockdown, the defense are playing for a full-scale retake. This is a smart plan from XCREW.
Absolutely is. Definitely gonna run down one tap God as well. His ultimate got completely wasted. He did not bring in a weapon, thinking he's gonna be able to recover one after having a fight put down in it. But well. Not gonna get that opportunity here. About time for Confident Peeker to peak and make that pick. Both the duelists being lost, but then again, in a post-plan scenario, I think the more important players are gonna be the ones that remain. Easy, trying to change things. Goes in with that Rolling Thunder, able to pick off heads. Leaving a 2v4 scenario for the side of XCREW. Nightfall being in place, will it be able to make the night darker for the side of Ace? Not really, because there's not enough time on the clock for the morning to happen.
Pretty much in that position here too. 4-3, ladies and gentlemen. See Mace? They did have to invest 2 big ultimates to try and counteract this, but even then, XCREW, they put in the same level of investments here. Both sides quite weak on the overall ultimates, but Salon's Showstopper coming online soon. They do have that saving grace to play with. See Mace?
Stay focused.
They're looking to be a little bit more defensive onto this round. Storial pushes are going to be coming out from either side. Overall, game plan for them now would be to just try to find an opening frag, but instead they gave one away. The breach swung out a bit too early. They got caught for it.
Well, Salon getting heads after heads already, making sure that he's inching in closer to that showstopper. However, the numbers are still gonna keep falling. Dr. Evil being just as evil as his name is. Before yet again, A is gonna be finding themselves the numbers that they need for the man count and for the round count. An equalizer could really help that morale right now. Londo. Just a little bit too soon. The timing didn't help him a lot. Varanch does have his ultimate, but no use. Just needs to wait this one out.
Spike planted.
Gets one, tries for the other, fails in front of Easy. 4-4 as the scoreline stands. Team Ace definitely has made their way back into the game, but we know how things turned around in the last one. From a 6-6 equalized half, everything started to crumble. Ace needs to make sure they walk into the second one with an advantage, so at least 3 of the next 4 rounds have to be theirs.
It's kind of where the problems are going to start to approach this as well. With the amount of rounds just slipping away one after the other, don't really want to be in a position like this. Salon, he deals a good chunk of damage, but the kills need to come through, and Garage, he's going to be the one to take it. Connect, the shot, confident, Beaker, and Garage carrying forward the will of Salon. Even through death, the members of XCREW and their bond holding strong for each and every one of these pushes. Beautifully done.
XCREW knows it. They know if you give an inch to Ace, they're gonna take a mile. They don't want to make that mistake. They don't want to give them a lead. None whatsoever. And they know their power lies, their strength lies in being able to execute as quickly as possible from the side of XCREW before the strats from the side of Ace can come into play. So instead of being reactive, they just chose to be proactive and just got themselves yet another round. Trying for the same thing yet again, Salon with 3 on his hands. As we discussed, the fighting potential on the side of XCREW is just so off that if they decide to go ahead and just keep fighting, not giving any room for strategies to be built for the side of Ace, they might just take everything away from this team. They're doing exactly that. In any moment where they're finding it hard to breathe, all they do is take up all the space and keep firing their bullets on it. Confident Peeker gets yet another opportunity to go ahead and take a peek. It's a 1v5. What more can you do as Dr. Evil? The answer.
Can't have an answer for this. There isn't any. They're just getting ran over at every turn. 6-4 on the scorecards, ladies and gentlemen. XCREW. Their playstyle of just going into the faces of Ace, it's working well at every turn and in every moment. We've just not been able to find an answer. Anything that's going on the map of Lotus yet. And unless they find that answer soon, this could just be another one of those situations. Flash coming through, stuns as well, gorgeously done. Salon just needs to hit the shots, but he misses out on it. Masters instead finally brings the pain and brings the hurt, taking out the raid boss on the side of XCREW. They're looking for more, but Confident Peeker deals the damage and immediately runs on away. One weapon retrieved for the members of XCREW to try and come back into this round, but even then, they need to establish map control quickly. But with the rotations being made, any advantage that they were able to gain, instantly thrown to the wayside. B-side could be ripe and imminent for a push, but dependencies for this hit, they just don't have the utility to do so.
Well, B-side is definitely not the one that I would say is gonna be the easiest to hold on to. Definitely you can go ahead and get your plant in, but being able to find the utilities to be able to hold on to that plant, being able to hold on to that post-plant scenarios is gonna be difficult for the side of Team Ace. I think the extra 300 creds and a hope to be able to go ahead and take those fights and make them converted in your favor is gonna be all they have to hold on to.
One
A
enemy
2v1 situation turned into a 1v1. Goranch versus Masters. Both the players at their best today. The barrel is all that Goranch has to look for. The Masters will have to push in. Goranch will have to go ahead for that fight.
Garage! Masters!
Oh my god! That was not a mess up ace needed. They cannot forgive themselves for this one.
Ouch!
Reloading!
He really needed to hit that shot. Poor old Masters. He's not having a good game at all, is he? Wanted to make a joke out of that, but I can't because Ace. Feeling the pressure on that one. Even I felt that.
Switch it up, just for fun.
That hurts the most because that is a round that you should have won. You had all the advantages too.
Find you. Careful here.
Every advantage that you're able to get might just be the thing that loses out here. It's Scooby. Sorry, Doobie. The one to spot it out already here. So run all the way back in towards the A side from the opposite end, but with the Nightfall now coming through, it doesn't really hit anyone. It hits only one person. And with the Showstopper still online, one good catch from this Prowler, Salon's just going to be able to find a free frag of his own.
The position on Masters is very crucial. He can definitely change things around here for the side of XCREW. And he does. He is able to take Doobie Doobie Doo out of the game. Leaving a 2v3 scenario with Ace still on the numbers advantage. Gonna be able to go ahead and fight the players. They have been detained.
Last player standing.
They won't be able to take this fight for much longer. Rage has his options. And his aggression. A 1v2. But no time and no life. Ace. They still are able to convert this into a half that they can at least wish upon. But goodness, the way they have been thrown out the whole time around. This is unexpected, unheard of. Unthought of, nonetheless.
Pretty much everything that they need to take this advantage. That's the hold. Pretty much initiated for that first one. Second half is not really gonna be simple on that regard either. We're waiting for an early push to come in towards mid as all the members of XCREW. You can see that the Avengers have assembled outside of that one position. Waiting for that first hit, but doesn't really seem to be the case here. They're gonna jump back through here. As optimally return, they could make anyone. God, with the stun, try and isolate the angle, but the nade was just even better. Salon! He's able to isolate 2 fights and he still is going to be able to find the kills. How does he do it every single time? The brilliance on this one guy.
Well, they do have a great numbers advantage for the side of XCREW, but look at the HP. They've lost a lot of their health. They have to make sure that they're on the very winning side of fights before they invest into it. But with the way the utils were utilized from the side of XCREW in the beginning itself, they do have an impressive position for themselves. Masters, however, yet again trying for a sneak peek. Hasn't worked for him in the past, but this time around he will be able to redeem himself for those missed shots. Leaving it to a 4v3. Still the numbers advantage will be with the side of XCREW. They get yet another one. Wimp, however, not a force to be reckoned with. 3v2. The numbers keep dropping, but the time is definitely going to be something that XCREW is going to be able to work on. The kills are coming in. There has to be a strong affirmation, but that won't happen. Masters will be able to redeem himself, will be able to find his team a breathing chance. 7-6 as the scoreline stands. A very important round that Ace needed. Ace could get. They better continue on this run.
Breathing room is what's really important for them. Second win for Ace here. So getting N back from this first round. 7-7 is pretty much guaranteed here if they do play their cards properly. Knowing the members of XCREW, I do not believe that they're going to be investing into anything. They don't like to invest into the attack side that much. A couple of sheriffs here and there. Could be a possibility as Rage. And for maybe one opening kill, any sort of an over-aggressive play coming in from the members of Ace. It's all that they're hoping for. Ace needs to make a mistake for this round to go into the opposite direction. But at the same time, if Salon's able to pick up an orb at the bare minimum, this is a very successful round.
Oh, that's an early loss, and that too of a player you really required to survive, specifically on a round which you're taking slow on the attacking side, because Doobie's utilities are the ones that give you information, constant information. You've also lost the one player who had gone deep down into enemy territory to go ahead find you information. You've also lost the one player who was supposed to go ahead and give you entry into the site. I think this is a completely terrible round for XCREW. I mean, they didn't have the weaponry, so I get it. But I wanted them to create some dent in the economy for the side of Team Ace as well. They could only find one single player. Not enough, but I think they have enough room to wiggle around in.
So, give them some time to really fit into the overall positions here. So with the gun rounds coming through, XCREW really will change out their overall style and how they approach the map from here on out. Early hit, as we can see, fast rush, one tap god, with a bit of an answer, couple of missed shots here and there, but that's completely fine because everyone else are able to come alive and turn it around. 4 versus 3 here. It's Ace. They're able to catch out the push, but lose your fade this early on in a round will be a problem. Rage pretty much required to try and take these entries over towards the seaside. Not having that simplicity will cause them some problems as well. Plus, yeah, Salon only has 7 HP, but if he's able to farm a couple of more orbs and maybe get a kill or two, they make the following round even better for them. It's all about playing for the long game.
Yep.
Watching this.
I did believe that they were gonna go into Site C and commit there itself. The read from the side of Ace is pretty good right now. But yeah, even though Salon's HP is low, I think he has got a long way to go in this round too. He's not going away that quickly. His team is on the lines, trying to save them. Do the timing though? He has to be very careful. He might just face Masters. Pushing in. Masters is unaware, will get caught off guard. And now the numbers advantage is going to help Team XCREW a lot. With minute whip though.
What?
Not the spike. He is not going to find it easy to fight. Taken down.
Give me a replay of that one, Wim. With the sheriff in the corner, the guy was able to find 2 frags. He nearly did the rest too, but Confident Peeker is just too confident in his swings.
Absolutely. I mean, the last two were
The
definitely
hell
gonna be
was that?
hard to fight off. Annihilation. You call it annihilation.
Look at this guy.
You also
Cool,
call
calm,
it
and
being
collected.
very. It's like Wimp and One Tap God are the opposite of each other. If you look at the last round. One just went over aggressive, overextended his fight, died. The other was just so cool and calm, was able to turn things around for a little bit.
There.
Able to do quite a bit here.
Oh, this reminds me of the last match on Lotus for the side of XCREW. Actually, not last, but a previous one in which you sang "I Believe I Can Fly." This is exactly where it happened with the same players.
Placing swarm grenade.
Things will never change. But what has changed is that XCREW, they're not overly ambitious of sending Salon to do all of their bidding. Team has changed drastically for their overall approach. So being a little bit more careful on how they take each and every initiative from here on out.
Swarm grenade
For now, slight reset here. As you can tell, XCREW,
30
they're
seconds.
trying to find all of these openings. Ceylon, once again, being self-told by himself. I was wrong here. They're trying to go in for this hit, and Ceylon is able to take multi-frags out of this 1 minute. The man is all by himself, and he's able to take this much space. And look at the positioning. XCREW, they've already gone knee-deep into enemy territory. They're trying to go in for the head. One's already spotted. Dooming's going to be coming in for the save. And XCREW, they take this round while using Ceylon as a scapegoat. You can't make this up.
What was this? What even was this? I don't know what kind of strategy this is. I mean,
Ceylon, go
it
kill.
looks. Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I think the only strategy that XCREW has is have one of the players play on the front lines, get the kills, and just march forward with it. This is the same kind of strategy I give to all my teammates. I'm like, kill, don't die. I'll die, but it's okay. You kill, don't die.
Are you saying that because you can't kill, or
Because I can't strategize or kill.
point taken? But that's completely fine.
Yeah.
That's
Because I
why
can tell them
even when
they
you can't
can't.
play, go on.
Yeah, that's what, like, it's fine for me to do that because I can tell them that they can kill. I'm the motivator. That's my role.
That's why we're sitting in the caster's desk.
Yes. Those who can't do.
Satchel out.
What? One tap god? Never mind. The other one tap god's coming alive here. The best friend.
Cover going out.
Oh my
Able to find the
goodness.
revenge kill, but regardless of that, confident Beaker, showing that his own confidence far outshines any aim his opponents could have. Good swings here and a good hold as they're able to find the plant at the bare minimum. No real openings just yet. Garnash able to find another big frag of his own as he takes the back seat, and they're just giving away 1v1s at this point. As
It's
XCREW,
never
double
just
digits right
one
around the
person.
corner. They're gonna be able to do it.
Exactly. And it's never just one for Goranj. He never stops at one. He needs more and more frags for himself. And Rage, he has to show his outlaw game. Cannot hold it back, can he? I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be leaking some behind the camera secrets here. We were expecting this to be a one-sided affair for a while until the first map started, until the first map ended. But this is not the side we were thinking it was gonna go to, isn't it?
To a certain extent, yes. We expected Ace with all their improvements to just be a lot more of a competitive fighter for XCREW, but it looks to be the complete opposite. Ace was putting up a lot more of a closer fight previously in the initial bout, but it's too early for us to even say anything just yet because little mistakes here and there can happen, but these mistakes are just piling up one after the other. Once more with the big hit, the rolling thunder now being utilized. No one's even clearing him. Salon is able to slip through the cracks. He takes more. Salon, how are you alive and kicking? He doesn't get the ace, but he still gets around for his team. XCREW.
Oh goodness.
This should not be happening. It really shouldn't. You're not clearing your corners. You are not communicating with one another.
It doesn't even
What is
seem
going
like
on?
they're hoping for any more in this game anymore. Not in this map at least. The moment the plant was in, the moment I saw Ceylon walk past it towards the backside of Site C, I knew the plan is in action. It's Ceylon go kill from here on. But I did not think it was gonna go all the way to 4 frags.
The C's was perfect as well.
I know, right?
Go get it. Face your fear.
I don't know how to find flaws in what XCREW is doing, and I think that's the same thing that Ace is struggling with as well. They might want to know where exactly they're messing up, where exactly to retaliate, what is the weak point of XCREW that they can annihilate and exploit to get themselves some rounds. But the thing is, they're not even getting to see much of it. They're getting taken out by Salon, by Ruby, by all the players from the side of XCREW before they can even find out what's really going on in the round. A 3v2 as it stands, Rip is still gonna go ahead and make his attempt at getting those kills. Rip is good, we know that. But it's a 1v2 now, and Rage is just a little bit better.
Rage.
Will he be able to find that kill? Yes, he will. The better fade here. And with that, 12-7. This is gonna be yet another match in which we might just see Ace lose before they even hit a double digit. Aggressive, this is scary.
It's just insane to say the very least. You cannot make this up. You really can't. I'm shocked at how these plays are going. How they're turning everything on its head. What can you say? What can you do? Because now One Tap God is trying to be the superstar here. Maybe he's gonna find a kill, but even then, it's gonna be dangerous. It's Doomy! He takes out 2! He's looking for 1 more, but Grenache a little bit too overly aggressive, as he's gonna be costing a lot more on the angle. They're gonna be clearing out everything. The defender side, the culture lockdown gets broken out as well. The last 2 members in the C side, they got a pre-planned because as these positions known as well. An impossible retake situation for him. No ultimates, no real utility either. An aftershock and a concussive blast to just give him a little bit of room. But those 2 abilities, they're not gonna do much for you. Rage, he just takes it. XCREW, they're unstoppable.
Absolutely. Not against the Outlaw at least. Says he could have done something. But not against the Outlaw. Not against the Outlaw in the hands of Rage. Oh my goodness, the way the map has unfolded. We did not think this, we did not dream it in our wildest dreams that this is how explosive things are going to be from the side of XCREW. But you know what? I'm digging it. This is a team going in with complete faith in their own selves, in their own skills, and on their team. There's no planning. There's no strategizing, no tactics. There's just instinct that they're working on. Pure instinct and pure faith on each other. Just goes ahead to show you how much that is important. And that's why I shouldn't be playing with randoms anymore. I'm kidding. I would still not make it, but they're doing fantastic job across the board.
Yeah. It's just a pleasant surprise to see a team of XCREW's caliber, to be a ragtag group of friends come together and to perform like this up against a well-established team of aces. I'm shocked in every regard. Each and every scenario that is being put in front of them, the team just turns it all back. They turn everything around. Each and every play made by Sloan as well was cool, calm, and calculated. He waited for the setups to come in through from Confident Peaker. They have talked things through. The team has just improved dramatically from what we saw them at the very start of the playoffs to what they are now. Ace might have had a chance back then, but now it's just getting slimmer and slimmer, and unless we see a complete drastic change to their overall gameplay for map number 3, I have no idea where this is going to go.
Exactly. This has to turn around. If Ace even wants a breathing room, they have to completely dominate the map that's coming forward. Not only just play it, but dominate it one-sidedly. They need a victory which is of a huge scale caliber, because look at that, Ace has not even been able to reach double-digit rounds in the last 2 maps. This is definitely going to be a game of endurance. It's going to be a BO5, so being able to even stretch the next map might just give them the room. But I don't think it's going to be that easy, because look at the way the players from the side of XCREW have played. 305 ACS for the side of Salon. This guy has annihilated all across the board. And alongside that, look at the other players. Nobody is very far behind.
doing wonders out here. All of the members. Consistency from map number 1 just carried forward over onto map number 2. XCREW, they look to be unstoppable, not just as individuals, but as a team. And when your team is on the same page with one another, what do you do here? Doobie was the MVP on the previous matchup, and now, even though he doesn't get the MVP here, there are a lot of rounds that they won specifically because Doobie got those opening kills at the very beginning.
Absolutely, absolutely. But 7 first kills for the side of Ceylon himself as well. Not a small number at all whatsoever. But yeah, I mean, the way this game has unfolded makes me believe I might be overstating this a little bit. But for Showdown Series, XCREW is the paper X. I'm just gonna say that. The way they're playing is amazing. In any which case, I am very disappointed in the way One Tap God is playing today. First map, he was the one with the lowest frags. Second map, he's again the one with the lowest frags. And it's not just about the frags. I mean, playing Neon, he's definitely running with the responsibility of creating those initial entries for the team, creating those initial room for the team where he can go ahead and make the team, confident enough to carry forward his flag. Not being able to do that, I think that's one of the biggest areas where Ace is lacking. But on the other hand, the exact counterpart, the duelist from the side of XCREW, taking the MVP yet again.
This young gun of a player, he just came out of absolutely nowhere. This is what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when you put in the hours and you put in the effort to get to this point. He's a superstar in the making, and the more that Ceylon plays, the better and better he is getting. And as he builds that discipline, he's going to be an unstoppable force moving forward for the SA region, that is for certain. Maybe he's going to get picked up by a couple of tier 1 teams as well. You never really know, because Ceylon, he's been making strides throughout this particular Showdown series. Even through season number 3 up till season number 5, the fact that he has been playing consistently, and you can see his improvement. Now Ceylon is so self-sufficient compared to what he was before that you can't even recognize it. But what I do recognize is that the third map is going to be the do or die for the members of Team Ace. They have gone through so much to get to this point, to call their story quits here before they can even get a fighting chance. I don't think that's going to happen. Not just yet. We're going to be finding that one out soon enough, whether Ace has the opportunity to make things work. So head on down over into a short little break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Valorant action.
system. Alright, let's do this.
Once there was a hunter who saw what others could not. With a magic case in her backpack, she roamed with wild abandon into the great unknown. Her gaze inescapable, her reflexes lightning fast. When armies swarmed, she went through. With eyes open wide, hands steady, holding, watching, capturing everything in sight.
The Crucial Pro DDR5 RAM kit comes with a sleek, modern look that will complement any build. But aesthetics aside, it's the performance that really matters. So let's dive into it. The default JEDEC timings are 46, 45, 45, but it does come with 2 XMP and Expo settings for those looking for a little more performance. With XMP 3.0 Profile 1, you can push the speed up to 5600 megatransfers per second. If you prefer a slightly lower speed but tighter timings, Profile 2 offers 5200 megatransfers per second at 42, 42, 42 timings. We've run some benchmarks and stress tests to give you an idea of how it performs. In general, dropping the speed and tightening the timings with the second XMP/Expo profile yielded better results for us on our test system. Paired with a Ryzen 7800X3D, we saw anywhere from a 1 to 5% performance bump depending on workloads. All in all, the Crucial Pro DDR5 64GB RAM kit by Micron is a fantastic choice for first-time builders and enthusiasts alike.
When are you gonna upgrade your system? Alright, let's do this.
Once there was a hunter who saw what others could not. With a magic case in her backpack, she roamed with wild abandon into the great unknown. Her gaze inescapable, her reflexes lightning fast. When armies swarmed, she went through. With eyes open wide, hands steady, holding, watching, capturing everything in sight.
The Crucial Pro DDR5 RAM kit comes with a sleek, modern look that will complement any build. But aesthetics aside, it's the performance that really matters. So let's dive into it. The default JEDEC timings are 46, 45, 45, but it does come with 2 XMP and Expo settings for those looking for a little more performance. With XMP 3.0 Profile 1, you can push the speed up to 5600 megatransfers per second. If you prefer a slightly lower speed but tighter timings, Profile 2 offers 5200 megatransfers per second at 42, 42, 42 timings. We've run some benchmarks and stress tests to give you an idea of how it performs. In general, dropping the speed and tightening the timings with the second XMP/Expo profile yielded better results for us on our test system. Paired with a Ryzen 7800 X3D, we saw anywhere from a 1 to 5% performance bump depending on workloads. All in all, the Crucial Pro DDR5 64GB RAM kit by Micron is a fantastic choice for first-time builders and enthusiasts alike.
When are you gonna upgrade your system? Alright, let's do this.
Once there was a hunter who saw what others could not. With a magic case in her backpack, she roamed with wild abandon into the great unknown. Her gaze inescapable, her reflexes lightning fast. When armies swarmed, she went through. With eyes open wide, hands steady, holding, watching, capturing everything in sight.
The Crucial Pro DDR5 RAM kit comes with a sleek, modern look that will complement any build. But aesthetics aside, it's the performance that really matters. So let's dive into it. The default JEDEC timings are 46, 45, 45, but it does come with 2 XMP and Expo settings for those looking for a little more performance. With XMP 3.0 Profile 1, you can push the speed up to 5600 megatransfers per second. If you prefer a slightly lower speed but tighter timings, Profile 2 offers 5200 megatransfers per second at 42, 42, 42 timings. We've run some benchmarks and stress tests to give you an idea of how it performs. In general, dropping the speed and tightening the timings with the second XMP/Expo profile yielded better results for us on our test system. Paired with a Ryzen 7800 X3D, we saw anywhere from a 1 to 5% performance bump depending on workloads. All in all, the Crucial Pro DDR5 64GB RAM kit by Micron is a fantastic choice for first-time builders and enthusiasts alike.
When are you gonna upgrade your system? Alright, let's do this.
Once there was a hunter who saw what others could not. With a magic case in her backpack, she roamed with wild abandon into the great unknown. Her gaze inescapable, her reflexes lightning fast. When armies swarmed, she went through. With eyes open wide, hands steady, holding, watching, capturing everything in sight.
Crucial Pro DDR5 RAM kit comes with a sleek, modern look that will complement any build. But aesthetics aside, it's the performance that really matters. So let's dive into it. The default JEDEC timings are 46, 45, 45, but it does come with 2 XMP and Expo settings for those looking for a little more performance. With XMP 3.0 Profile 1, you can push the speed up to 5600 megatransfers per second. If you prefer a slightly lower speed but tighter timings, Profile 2 offers 5200 megatransfers per second at 42, 42, 42 timings. We've run some benchmarks and stress tests to give you an idea of how it performs. In general, dropping the speed and tightening the timings with the second XMP/Expo profile yielded better results for us on our test system. Paired with a Ryzen 7800X3D, we saw anywhere from a 1 to 5% performance bump depending on workloads. All in all, the Crucial Pro DDR5 64GB RAM kit by Micron is a fantastic choice for first-time builders and enthusiasts alike.
When are you gonna upgrade your system? Alright, let's do this.
Once there was a hunter who saw what others could not. With a magic case in her backpack, she roamed with wild abandon into the great unknown. Her gaze inescapable, her reflexes lightning fast. When armies swarmed, she went through. With eyes open wide, hands steady, holding, watching, capturing everything in sight.
The Crucial Pro DDR5 RAM kit comes with a sleek, modern look that will complement any build. But aesthetics aside, it's the performance that really matters. So let's dive into it. The default JEDEC timings are 46, 45, 45, but it does come with 2 XMP and Expo settings for those looking for a little more performance. With XMP 3.0 Profile 1, you can push the speed up to 5600 megatransfers per second. If you prefer a slightly lower speed but tighter timings, Profile 2 offers 5200 megatransfers per second at 42, 42, 42 timings. We've run some benchmarks and stress tests to give you an idea of how it performs. In general, dropping the speed and tightening the timings with the second XMP/Expo profile yielded better results for us on our test system. Paired with a Ryzen 7800X3D, we saw anywhere from a 1 to 5% performance bump depending on workloads. All in all, the Crucial Pro DDR5 64GB RAM kit by Micron is a fantastic choice for first-time builders and enthusiasts alike.
When are you gonna upgrade your system? Alright, let's do this.
Once there was a hunter who saw what others could not. With a magic case in her backpack, she roamed with wild abandon into the great unknown. Her gaze inescapable, her reflexes lightning fast. When armies swarmed, she went through. With eyes open wide, hands steady, holding, watching, capturing everything in sight.
The Crucial Pro DDR5 RAM kit comes with a sleek, modern look that will complement any build. But aesthetics aside, it's the performance that really matters. So let's dive into it. The default JEDEC timings are 46, 45, 45, but it does come with 2 XMP and Expo settings for those looking for a little more performance. With XMP 3.0 Profile 1, you can push the speed up to 5600 megatransfers per second. If you prefer a slightly lower speed but tighter timings, Profile 2 offers 5200 megatransfers per second at 42, 42, 42 timings. We've run some benchmarks and stress tests to give you an idea of how it performs. In general, dropping the speed and tightening the timings with the second XMP/Expo profile yielded better results for us on our test system. Paired with a Ryzen 7800X3D, we saw anywhere from a 1 to 5% performance bump depending on workloads. All in all, the Crucial Pro DDR5 64GB RAM kit by Micron is a fantastic choice for first-time builders and enthusiasts alike.
When are you gonna upgrade your system? Alright, let's do this.
Once there was a hunter who saw what others could not. With a magic case in her backpack, she roamed with wild abandon into the great unknown. Her gaze inescapable, her reflexes lightning fast. When armies swarmed, she went through. With eyes open wide, hands steady, holding, watching, capturing everything in sight.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with the Esports Showdown Series Season 5 Valorant Power by Crucial by Micron with their GPU partners Zotac Gaming and media partners Classic.GG. There has been a little bit of a predicament though, so we are here to tell a little bit more of a sad news, as we have been informed that due to unforeseen circumstances, the members of Team Ace are not able to continue playing for the third map, so they have given the forfeit, which will name the members of XCREW to be the champions of season number 5 of the Showdown Series, ladies and gentlemen. They deserve this victory, but we hope that it would have been in a little bit more of a better limelight for Ace to have fought to try and keep their position.
In any which case, nothing taken away from the members of XCREW. The way they have showcased their performance here has been amazing. The first 2 maps, it was a complete upset. I mean, they didn't even let Ace get close to winning those ones. I mean, the way Ace was playing against Zero Frags, the way Zero Frags got so close to them, those were the kind of rounds I was expecting even right now. Those were the kind of maps I was expecting. But well, the way it all turned around, XCREW has left me starstruck.
Absolutely. We're probably going to be starstruck by the interview as well, because we do have a player coming in from XCREW to introduce himself and also to pick his brain a little bit to see exactly how they have won out the entire thing. Rage, introduce yourself a little bit, buddy.
Hello, I'm Rage. I'm the idol of XCREW. We started this team from a month or at least.
It's been a month only and you've already won a tournament? Good God. You guys are extremely talented on that regard.
It was our first tournament as a team.
It felt like you guys were playing together for a really long time, because the way you guys are coordinating is just next level.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. Now, first question for you from my side is, how did you guys build this team, and how did you get so good just by playing together for a month?
We were just playing rounds with each other from like 1 year or something. We know each other very well, so the coordination took good shots.
Makes sense. It's pretty visible in your gameplay as well. The way you guys play, it's like you guys are extensions of each other. It feels like you already know each other so well on the level of thought process. But I do want to know from you if being on the initiator role was a personal preference. Is that how the ranked also started, or did it become a need for the team and that's why you picked up that role? Because the way you are playing all those operators and outlaws makes me feel like you would be a duelist.
No, I don't play duelist. I play initiators only. I just open initiator. I open every agent. It's not the agent, it's the gun.
Okay, makes sense.
You do love your outlaws and of course your operators, but I want to ask
Yes,
you, did you see yourself when you first started this team to take out giants like Ace, the nearest bus stand, who have been playing in this tournament from the very beginning, to just come out of absolutely nowhere and be at the grand finals taking a
yeah,
victory?
yeah. I trusted my team like a lot. Like they're just so good. They have good engine power, mechanics, and all. So I trusted them.
Makes sense. I mean, you just came to the tournament and not only came a long way, you literally won, and that to staying in the upper brackets the whole time. That was very impressive. I would just say it left me awestruck the whole time.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, one more question from my side here, because as you did say, as you guys did say that, as you guys did say that you just made the team a month ago. Do you guys see yourselves sticking together with this exact roster for future tournaments, even season number 6?
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, hopefully we see. Of course, next check also, and other tournaments also we see.
Alrighty.
On that, hopefully, because it sounded very, uncertain. It wasn't a very 100%. I want to know what's your future plans. You want to stick with the same crew and grow together as the XCREW forever, or if you were to get a chance from a very good org, you would want to switch out and maybe trade off your teammates. This one is not going to be a
No,
question that everybody is going to be happy with the answer of.
no. I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna switch with the extreme only.
That's good. That's so good. I'm happy
I
that
can't
that's
change
the
the team. Of course, we have a great team.
makes sense. That loyalty matters a lot, and I think that shows up in their gameplay as well. It was really nice watching you guys play, and I'm very grateful for the fact that you showed up here. But this has
Thank you.
been beautiful. Aggressive, do you have any more questions you would want to ask?
Nah, I think that we've already asked most of the questions that everyone would want to hear. But one last thing before we do head on off, how was your journey here at the TEC Showdown Series? This is something that every interview has
The
to ask, but
mandate.
you can glaze us a little bit before you do get sent off.
Yes, it was good. It was good. I've played many tech tournaments before also, and this also. The management was coordinative. Very good, nice. I like that.
Okay, thank you so much for stopping on by for the interview here, Rage. And we're hoping to see you on for a lot more on season number 6. And hey, good luck
Okay,
celebrating with
okay.
your
Bye bye.
teammates.
Thank
Hopefully,
you.
you guys meet up. Goodbye.
Send us some
Yeah,
food
sure.
as well.
We
I'm all
possibly
about the
might.
food.
Yeah, of course, you're all about the food. You still need to give me a treat. My birthday just crossed, what? It's September the 23rd. It's been a month already.
Why
You
am
owe
I
me
supposed to
treats on
remember the
October.
fact that you
No.
were born?
Hey, yo, what the? Okay, never mind. I thought sharing a desk would be with me that we have a collection, but okay. Be like Azora,
But
be
that's
like
all
Manoj.
fake. No,
See
fine,
what I
we'll
work
get it.
with, guys.
But it
Alrighty.
was amazing, man.
This is a big surprise in my opinion because a team that has just come together for 1 month, being able to be the winners of the Showdown Series,
Yeah.
that isn't heard of because Nayori had to work hard to get to that point. Think about it, Nayori in season number 1 and season number 2 were not able to take out the Titans of Amigos back in the day. But now it's a completely different tale. Amigos got dethroned in season number 3. Nayori were able to hold that position for so long. And even though Amigos did make a turnaround in some points, they had difficulties trying to take down Nayori. Now, brand new team, XCREW, out of nowhere, Salon, leaving Nayori, joining this team, just completely transformed it to a brand new one.
Exactly.
That's what you'd love
Salon
to
might
see.
just be the lucky charm.
True. It's just Salon and his gameplay that a lot of people kind of forget about, but once this guy really does start hitting his shots, there's absolutely nothing that you can do to try and stop him. But overall, ladies and gentlemen, the journey for the Showdown Series has come to an end. But don't forget, we still have a lot more seasons. Every single month, we do have a season coming around. So season number 6 will be right around the corner. So if you guys do want to participate, and if you want to know exactly when the registrations are going to go live, be sure to check out the links down below in the description and then follow us at the Esports Club, and also check out the website as well. We have everything updated in real time as soon as we are ready to go live with that. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, that's all that we have for you for today. It's been a long journey, and it has been a roller coaster of emotions from the top all the way to the very bottom. Hey, go aggressive. Gonna be here for all of it next time around, hopefully as well, with Ahana by my side. Maybe Azor is gonna be making a couple of tad bits of sneak interruptions here and there, but you never really know. But for now, we're gonna be signing on off with the Esports Showdown Series Season 5 Valorant powered by Crucial by Micron, with our GP partners being Zotac Gaming and media partners Gossip.gg. Good night and happy gaming.